Mic check.
1, 2.
Mic check.
Broken
1, 2.
generation.
Broken.
We had to come back for you. It's been what? 4 months, my brother.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months, man.
4 or 5 months. Is there even? Can we even do a what you been up to? Because that's been a long time.
You have to.
And you know what? I don't know the last thing we spoke about.
I don't know.
So if you could summarize your last
Facts.
4 or 5 months, how would you summarize it?
I would say it's been a successful 4 or 5 months. Been decent.
It's always good to hear.
I mean, that's what the those that care.
Yeah.
Those that care knows. Okay, them man's have not been on the scene in a while, so they must be up to. You know what I mean? Life must be really lifing.
Yeah. And you know what? To be honest, like a few people have said to me, "Oh, you aren't releasing nothing for a while."
Yeah.
Or someone even said to me, "When you coming back?" And I could say, you know what? The way mine, I miss the last name Henry's schedule is, like we're so busy at the moment that we can't find the time to get together. So
it happens in life. You know what I mean?
And that's so that means it's a solid couple of months.
Yeah. Facts. So how you been?
Yeah, but I can't complain, brother. I can't complain. Obviously, new job. I'm back in the creative industry, which is amazing. So I don't know if on the last episode I was on like that debating line where I wasn't sure if I was going or not.
I think that was before your interview, isn't it?
Yeah. So. Yeah, and obviously it was successful, and now I'm back in the creative industry, which is where I should be really.
What's life like when you're interviewing?
What do you mean?
You know when you go for a new job, what's interview stages like? You still nervous, or is it just like whatever?
Not at all. Okay. But I think stuff like this helps.
What do you mean?
Like podcasts.
Oh, confidence.
Because remember, we're
facts.
constantly just talking off the top of our head.
Yeah, facts.
So me and you have a conversation. And sometimes it's maybe about stuff I don't even know what you're really talking about, but I have to engage in the conversation.
You know how to play the game. I hear you.
Yeah, so they said I interviewed like really, really well. And it's interviewing for a job that I know like the back of my hand.
Yeah, you've got the skills for you. You've got the experience.
I'm really, really qualified to do it. It's not something that I'm like shooting and hoping that I could get it. And I could even be overqualified.
Yeah, facts. As an employer.
Yeah.
as an employer, it's always like it's always good to have like somebody who's, you don't have to have like a long onboarding process. The induction hasn't got to be 3-4 months. You have got to, do they have the skills? You have got to worry about this, worry about that. But someone who just knows their job, knows their role, and can just blend in with everything else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you did me knowing where you are and you as a person, I think it just made sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and to be honest, like even after like the first week or so, like I felt like I've been there forever, and other people felt like I've been there forever. Like when people would come in and be like, "Oh, how long you been here?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm a week in." And like, a week? Like it's man. You know what? I can't even say no. You know when it's one of them ones where I could talk about how good it is to the point people wouldn't believe me.
Okay.
You know where you'd be like, "Nah, you're gassing it up." But
when everything aligns,
it's strong. It's strong.
It just makes
makes sense. I'm happy where I'm at. It's strong. I'm happy in my position. I'm happy with what I do, and I think I spoke before on here about me trying to find a balance between like frontline delivery work and management work. And in my previous job I was very, very frontline, and then the job I left before that I was management, and there wasn't really a balance, but I think I find that balance now, which is great. So long may it continue.
Yeah, man.
Long may it continue.
Glad you're happy, man.
Brother. Long may it continue.
People need to be in positions and places where they're happy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's
they're
number
purposeful. You know what I mean? It just makes sense.
Yes, which ties us on to the topic today.
Come on.
Which is really, really relevant right now, today, where we are in our city.
Facts.
It's obviously been going around
at this time as well.
The country. Yeah, this is the mobilizing time. Apparently,
yeah.
Okay, so people, without no long intro, we're talking about the current UK countrywide riots. So as we're speaking today, right now, We're on Wednesday, the 7th, within our own city. There's been messages sent out to say that people are meeting up in our city centre and the riots are going to go, or the protests.
Protests.
But you know how we do it. We're going to break this down as much as we can break it down.
Gotta do it, man.
So, let's take it from the top. What was your first thoughts? Because what we're not going to do is talk about what led to it, because that's a whole separate one. And what happened in that incident.
Yeah.
Obviously, any repercussions for that person is deserved. There's no debate around that. No matter who they are, where they're from. That's deserved. But
well, to be fair, I'm on the outside, so I don't know what the initial thing is. I'm assuming I know what it is, but I don't know what the initial thing is. Is that the Taylor thing?
So with the 3 young girls.
Okay.
So wow, I could stand there. That might not even be true, but obviously that initially triggered the protest or riots, whatever they
in Rotterdam?
In Southport.
Oh, Southport. Okay, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, so that's what initially triggered it then. Yeah. And now, obviously, the UK have said they're fed up and it's countrywide.
Yeah.
So going on from the initial riot, what's your opinions on that?
It's difficult not to break it down because it's the right intent. Now, I'm born and raised in England. Born and raised specifically in the city of Gloucester.
Yes.
I'm proud of my city to some extent. I'm a Gloucesterian through and through. Do you know what I mean? My accent, I can't hide it in some of the words I say.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? So it's hard. It's hard because I feel like I'm British, and there's a bit of patriarchy in terms of patriotism, in terms of my love for Britain. But it's the problem with the riots is the riots. Along with the marching, is all being mixed into one.
Yes.
And people are piggybacking off of what could have been a justifiable original start, and are now turning it into something it's just doesn't need to be. Turning it into as if it was a race war. Do you get what I'm saying?
How is it justifiable though?
So if you're upset about any institution, any political party, a policy, a governmental issue, making noise is good to let those that are in control know that we're upset about something.
Yeah.
Because it's not if it's a voting issue, then that's how we should be responding. We should respond by voting. If it's not a voting issue, if it's somebody who's created a policy, and again, these are like the underlining things that some people are trying to justify the upheavalness, even though I don't think it's all that, then making noise is good. But there's a slight difference between making noise about a subject to saying that I'm upset about something, and there is with smashing a window, burning a building, or fighting individuals. That's something totally different. But it's all being blanked under the same thing. And it might just only be a rogue few that is destroying the whole ethos of what it was supposed to be about.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So this is where how you explained it is how I don't think people are understanding what is going on. So what I'm seeing, and I'm only seeing from what I can see from comments from.
Of course, yeah.
So obviously there's an underlying issue that people are upset of how many asylum seekers have arrived in the UK, Britain, wherever, England. Yeah. So people are upset across the country.
Yeah.
But it's been not piggybacked, but it's been sparked by this incident that was initially rumoured to be a Muslim or someone that
may have Islamic faith.
Has a faith. It is, which is not the truth. So this is a Christian-born British person, although their roots may have been from other countries. The person that's done it is a Christian-born British person. So the story goes, we don't know.
Even though their actions are not Christian.
Yeah. Well, the actions are not religious at all.
Exactly.
That's not a religious action. So it's like, yes, you might be upset or you might be angry about the asylums, which you said, and you have a right to protest. But that's not the reason they're doing it.
100%. And just to speak further, there is so much ignorance on this whole conversation because some people are claiming, I saw a video, some people are claiming, these immigrants are taking our jobs.
Yeah.
Excuse me, and that's just a ridiculous argument.
100%.
Not only is it so is the issue that immigration, or is the issue asylum? Is the issue you don't have a job? Is the issue that you're poor? Is the issue
or that they're raping your children?
Are they raping your children? Or is there financial difficulties in your life? And everything is just blaming this. Mm-hmm. When the reality of those individuals, they don't have a job because some of them have got criminal records. Yeah. So it's nothing to do with immigration. It's because you as an individual, maybe you didn't do well in school, maybe you didn't get an education, maybe you've got hooked on drugs or alcohol, or you're just lower class in terms of your finances, and you want to blame somebody. So here's a great idea. Let's just blame immigration and asylums 100%. Or people that don't look like me. And the reality of it is, for the individuals, for a lot of them, not all of them, they're middle class to lower class, and they don't have anything out. They don't have a way out of that system. They're in a cycle of, no disrespect because it's not everybody, but some people who are just smoking, drinking alcohol, watching the TV, and that's their life. And they struggle with their bills, they're struggling with credit, and they're in debt, and this, that, and the other. And they may see somebody that doesn't look like them who is ascending, or is getting something that they believe that they should have, and then they want to just scream it as bloody murder when that's not the real case for a lot of those individuals. Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, you hit it nail on that. The thing is, stuff we're gonna say makes so much sense to us.
Yeah.
It make like in the way we perceive things and the way we understand it and comprehend what's going on, it makes sense to us. But there is a vast majority of our population that this is not making sense to them.
100%.
Because they're going out and they're doing this. And touching upon what you said, like there are so many people that are out here blaming other people for what's going on. Like you said, I've seen so many posts and it says, the doctor that's come over from Pakistan, he took your job. You know, the one that's gone to university and studied doctorate, and you are on job seekers with no qualifications. He hasn't took your job, bruv. Like, he has not took your job. Like, and he's not stopped you from working your way up to be a doctor.
1,000%.
You've just not got, you've just not been able to do that. You haven't got the capacity, you haven't got the understanding. But he hasn't, he's done that.
100%. And even with the factory worker, again, just to use an example, like the factory worker who's from an Eastern European country who's working all of the overtime, this, that, and the other, he's not taking your job just because he's good at his job. Yeah. Like, if you were good at the job, you would interview for it and they would give you the job if you were right and fitting. 100%. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
And it's not as if he's taken away from the country, because that person is working in the country. They've got a house in this country, so either they're paying a mortgage or they're paying rent to a British individual, most likely. They're paying taxes, which go to the local government or the local authority. Do you know what I mean? It's like they are doing what they're best for the country. Now, I do get it. For some countries or some cities in England, they have an overestimation of asylum seekers. Yeah. More than us. Like, in our city, we don't have a lot of them. We do have them, but we don't have a lot of them. So in those certain cities, I understand if you are on the street, or if you are on the street of where there's hotels and you can't get a hotel because all the hotels are booked with asylum seekers and this and another, you may feel the stress of that more than I do. Yeah. So 100% I can't feel for you. But if you are screaming and it's upsetting for you, I can understand that it might be upsetting for you.
Yeah, 100%. The same, on your individual basis. Yeah.
So this person over here in Gloucester can't scream as loud as you're screaming for the same problem when it's not the same problem. Do you get what I'm saying? And so that's what I understand. So in some areas where asylums are very high, I understand there may be an issue there. Yeah. For those people who have overpopulated, it's got cities who are overpopulated with young girls who are all pregnant. No disrespect, I'm talking about race. Who are pregnant and are needing the council to give them housing, and there is no housing because nationally we've got less houses.
Crisis,
So, and you see somebody who's in a hotel who's in asylum, I understand your gripe. Yeah. I understand your gripe. The issue is way bigger than, we're giving them money or we're giving them because asylum seekers are seeking asylum from a country, or most of them, a war-stricken country, war-torn country. And if we would be honest with the history of Britain, we have affected those countries. Yeah. And our current state of Britain, we create so many military weapons for other countries. Yeah. So if you want to have a fair argument or discussion about it, cool. But the problem is we can't have a fair discussion about it because most of us are ignorant.
Well, yeah,
most of us don't understand how the world works.
Understanding and knowledge. And like you said it there. Are people upset because they're taking the jobs, or are people upset because they're not working and getting money from the government?
Yeah.
Like, they're upset. They're not getting enough money.
They're not getting enough money from the government.
No, but I'm saying the asylum seekers, are people upset because they're getting money from the government and the government's paying for them to live, or they upset that the asylum seekers are taking all the jobs?
Yeah.
Like, how can you have a counterbalance argument?
Yeah, 100%.
You're angry that they're taking benefits and they're getting paid to be here, but you're also angry that they're coming here and working.
Yeah. And it's not an ethical argument or a moral argument, and I'll say why. If you're upset that people are coming from a different country to your country and getting benefits, we as a country are going to other countries and reaping the benefits of those countries.
Well,
let's
for hundreds of years,
and there's corporations who are wealthy. Our royal family have more houses in some countries than the residents of that country in total.
Yeah,
they have more mass owned by the royal family than in other countries. So the argument's not a moral argument. You just want to scream and shout because you're upset. But if you were to put yourself in the same position of so many other people, you don't have a voice to speak as a representative of Britain. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, we're angry. Don't come to our country and destroy our country, but we've gone to their country and destroyed theirs.
Yeah.
Like, what's the argument here?
So what, if you could, so I asked, didn't I? I did ask in our after if there's anyone that are pro these riots, because I just want to understand their mindset. I find it really confusing. I'm really confused, and I know people's gonna be like, well, but I am really because I try to understand. I get what their motivation is.
Yeah.
But I don't understand their
Sorry. Explain that. You understand and you understand why they're rioting.
The reason they are joining, because it seems like protect Britain. So we want to protect, but I don't understand what protect Britain is.
Okay. I get you.
That's what I don't understand.
I'm all for the true and pure idea of protect Britain.
But that's the motivation.
But our understanding of those words is so different.
Yeah, and this is what I don't understand.
My children are British, so I want to protect Britain because I'm talking about the people.
Yeah.
But when I say protect Britain, it's different because some individuals are saying protect Britain, and what they really mean is keep Britain white.
Yeah, white. Yeah.
So we're saying the same words, but we mean something totally different.
Basically, isn't it?
Exactly.
So this is what I'm saying. So that's why I wanted to kind of understand someone's how they're thinking.
Yeah.
And what protect Britain means to them, because protect Britain might mean something to us.
100%.
You know, but what it means to us is not gonna mean the same to the guy that's out now protesting,
100%,
saying Islamite, or if it's the race war, they're attacking black people, they're attacking any non-whites.
Yeah,
is that protect Britain?
Yeah, and some people are saying phrases like they're coming to our country and they're not assimilating with the country.
Yeah.
So what they mean is they're not speaking British, or they're not speaking English, sorry.
Yeah.
Or they're not going to our pubs, or they don't understand our social norms. They're not accepting our social norms. And that at face value, I can understand.
Yeah.
At face value, I can understand, okay, that person just walked past me and didn't say good morning. Everybody says good morning. We're British people. We say hello. How you doing, buddy?
Correct,
all right?
Yes.
How's the weather? We queue. Like, queuing is such a Western idea. Nobody understands queuing in different countries.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But we understand, you came here first, or you go first. We don't understand that. They don't understand that. So I do think for some people, if they were just to say to keep Britain, it means, okay, we've got a list of 5 or 6 social norms. If you're coming to Britain, you need to speak English, you need to accept these social norms, and you have to do things that we accept, or that we think is normal.
But there is.
That's a standard.
But we have the British values.
We have British values, which will give you your passport, your British citizenship.
Yeah.
And that is one thing. So if everyone that's seeking asylum is going through that process, every immigration person going through immigration that's seeking that process, then I guess to some extent we are doing that.
Yeah.
But maybe those that are against this want more. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, then it, like, it's, do you know what it is? It's like every hurdle you get to, they jump over and find another one.
Yeah.
So then it would be illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
And then it would be something else. And then, because obviously we see a lot, it started off with like illegal immigrants, they put like the people coming over on the boat. Now it's like just immigrants in general.
Yeah.
And now it seems it's going to non-white. Like it's every hurdle there's been something they've stepped over to get to.
And I would like to hear consistency.
Yeah.
So the same people that say, protect Britain, are they the same people that saying, don't give Ukraine money, keep the money in Britain?
Yeah.
Are they saying the same thing? Because if they are, then there's a little bit of honesty there. There's a little bit of consistency there. Okay, you want to keep Britain. So you're saying close the borders for everyone. Or you're saying step out of everything. Oh, get our army back from other countries and just protect England. Let's not do this over there or this over there. If you're saying that and you're being consistent, okay, I understand you. I understand you. I'm not saying I agree with you, but I understand you. At least, okay, you're consistent in your belief.
100%.
But a lot of people are just talking for the sake of talking. And a lot of people just want to be a part of something. So you hate black people? I hate black people. Yeah. Go on. Yeah. Because they have no real friendship circles or friends or community or people that they can call their own. And there's a lot of lonely people, so they want something to rally around.
Yeah.
Now, if everybody in England loved diversity, then I'm sure a lot of people would just be quiet about their personal racism, and then they would actually, over time, accept diversity.
But the thing
is, you want to grab a hold of is this what we're fighting for today? Whoop,
yeah.
Oh, the Olympics are here. Let's all watch the Olympics. You get me?
We are. Exactly. But this is another thing when the mindset is crazy.
Yeah.
So like these are the same people that support like the local shops.
Yeah.
Support the local takeaways. Support where there are people, especially if they're not direct immigrants, they're descendants.
Yeah.
So they support these businesses and support and work with these people.
Yeah.
But this is what I don't understand. If you want everyone out, that's also the people you don't like. The people you like. You know, it's not just this person that's committed this horrific offence.
Yeah.
That's also, you know, your friend's mum's dad or the person at the local store or the person you work with. That's everybody.
Yeah.
The way the riots are going now, this is not just this section, it's everybody. It seems to be becoming non-white, and this is why I don't understand the mindset. Because are there still families in Britain that are pure white? They have white family, they shop at white shops, they buy from white-owned stores. Probably not.
Correct.
So how are they this passionate about being white when they don't even, you know, they don't even do, I don't know. I'm confused. As you can tell, people, I'm confused.
No, I get it. I'm
so confused because I just don't understand how someone could stand up and say, white.
Yeah.
And even be in a Japanese car. And I know it's not, but you know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you.
They're not in a British car.
No, I hear you.
But they want to protect Britain. But
I hear you.
They're not taking it, like you said, it's the lack of understanding.
Yeah. And it's just the lack of consistency in their belief. They don't follow it all the way through. But I say this just to explore the idea further, I say this, but I am also one for riots, you know.
Okay.
It sounds like a contradiction. I'll explain why it's not.
Yeah, but not all riots are race.
Yeah,
wars.
Exactly. So if you are against something with a passion and you have done everything you can and you feel like it's an attack against you and the only thing you can do is make noise, scream and shout, then I understand. Then I understand. But when there's 1,000 other things that you could have done before you did the screaming and shouting and rioting and mash up making a madness, I just think you should do the stuff before. Does that make sense?
So I think basically now how society is find like-minded people.
Yeah.
Have a conversation. Go to Facebook. Riot. I don't think there's nothing after that.
Yeah.
I see there's no let's put a complaint into the local councillor. Let's speak to the local government. Let's try to put something through Parliament. I think there's literally find like-minded people, all have a conversation, go to Facebook, put out some hate.
Well, this is the problem.
And let's riot. There's no process.
Listen, we've got to be honest. There may have been a process. So you've got Tommy Robinson.
Yeah.
He seems to be at the forefront of a lot of vocalization of this.
Yeah.
And he has been saying for a little while or a long time that he's got an issue specifically with the Muslim community or the Islamic community specifically.
Wow, yes.
Around a number of things. Well, he has and other things, but he has around saying that there's been, because in his hometown, I think there was a paedophilia rink.
Yeah.
And
he's Luton, isn't he?
Yeah, Luton area, yeah. And he has said that they are all of a specific race and has attached a specific religion to it.
Yeah.
So he's been angry about that, blah, blah, blah. And he's been saying they've been able to get away with it because of the cloak of their specific religion.
Yeah.
So he's been vocalized about it. And I don't know if he's done it the proper way. Yes, he's been vocal, but has he actually sent a letter to the MPs? Has he done this thing for the MP? Has he asked for these policies? Has he questions the local constabulary and asked them, did you know about this ring? Have you been quiet about it because they're of this specific race? I don't know if he's done that. I don't know if there's been an actual investigation into this. Yeah.
Great, that is great.
Yeah, correct.
But the 10,000 people out now on the roads, they're not supporting him in doing that.
Yeah.
So even if one person has done the correct procedure and said, we're doing all of this, then them 10,000 people that are right now should get behind that.
Yeah.
And say, you know what, we're all going to write, or even if they don't even have to write, we're all going to sign this petition.
Yeah, correct.
So it's being seen, rather than going out now and probably knocking things back 10 years.
Yeah. And destroying their whole purpose of what they were trying to do.
100%.
If it started from a genuine place, let it end in a genuine place.
Yeah.
So if it starts with, okay, we've got concerns around the police and specific religious groups not being checked on, then that's what it needs to be. There needs to be a policy in place which says, okay, no matter what religious group you are, when we hear this is the actions we're going to take as a police department, as a investigation. Do you know what I mean? Those sort of things. Okay, cool. But it's not stopped there, or it hasn't gotten there. And sorry to beat a dead horse, but I just don't think people are educated. So it's the same thing. No one really wants it. Everyone's frustrated. So because of frustration, we just want to outburst. And here's an outlet. Here's one outlet to outburst. Okay, go mash up the shops. Go mash up the Indian restaurant.
This is what I'm saying.
Go mash up the lawyer, the immigration lawyers. Do you know what I mean?
All of this, it all makes no sense.
But speaking further, there's a fear. So as of recently, that came out that there was I don't know if it was a Reddit page or a Discord or something like that, where there's like 13,000 people and there was a list of places that were linked to immigration.
Okay, I haven't seen that. But
so it was a list that had so whatever it is, a Discord or some kind of internet group where 13,000 people were in that group, and there was a list of asylum locations, hotels that had host asylum seekers in, immigration offices and lawyers, and anything linked to that, whether it's charities, and there's a list of all of those. And they were saying, okay,
as recent as, what's the time scale, like within the last couple of months, weeks?
Yeah, I saw it the last few days.
Okay.
So the scary part is there's 13,000 people in this chat group. However long this chat group's been going on for, there's 13,000 people in there. Whether they're all on one accord or it's just one random person that just put a random post in there, we don't know. But that's the fear, that there's 13,000 people that are even okay in this and saying yes and amen to it, and may go out and do, or have done, as we've seen in the riots.
As we're trying to find the thinking of these people, what do you feel they feel is going to be their outcome of, yes, we're rioting, now they're going to send all the illegal immigrants back? Like, what do you think? So them doing this, what do you think the long term plan they think is going to happen by them rioting?
So they think that it's going to somehow, the most ignorant person amongst them, they believe that somehow they're going to scream and shout loud enough for the government to say, okay, no more immigration, we've closed the borders, from now on there will never be one immigration or asylum seeker that we're allowed.
It must be, isn't it?
That's what they're thinking.
It must be that.
They must be thinking.
But is history not taught them that doesn't happen?
Well,
or at least recent history. Maybe hundreds of years ago it was different, but recent history. Another
issue was that the government said that Rwanda, they had a deal with Rwanda that whoever came over here as an immigration or asylum seeker who was not accepted, we'd just be sending them to Rwanda.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's been...
I think 2 people went.
Yeah. So the whole thing was stopped, I think.
Yeah. I think
even though we've given millions of pounds to them, to the government over there, I think the whole thing just stopped, so...
Broken Generation podcast is brought to you by Sophisticated Rebel Apparel. Available at www.sophisticatedrebel.uk. Be seen. Be heard. Be you.
Yeah, take a little 10 seconds, come back in. So, let's talk about the black experience. Because...
Talk to me.
I'm slightly confused.
What, because you're...
No. This guy, yeah, because half of me wants to be out there, the other half knows about that. No, I'm
internal
confused.
fighting. Go on.
So, I'm confused where we are. Where do we stand?
Talk to me.
In this whole war, right? Where do we stand? Where are we? So we're second,
that's a big
third,
discussion.
Fourth, some of us.
That's a big
generation
discussion.
British. Yeah, but we look how we look.
Facts.
So it's like a confusing place on where are we in this argument. And I think as time has gone on with these riots, it's now being coined a race riot, and basically no one non-white is safe.
Okay.
But we may be as British as some of the people that are rioting.
Or more British.
We just don't look like them.
To be fair, I've probably been in more British than most of
this guy.
No, I'm
joking, a lot of them, yeah?
I'm joking.
So, like when this all started, so originally when this started, like, I was like, oh, we're okay.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, like we're okay. It's obviously ignorant of me because it's not an okay situation, but I thought at the start we're okay because we're British. It wasn't about race. It was about immigration. It was about these people. And even in the sense of it's been about Islam and trying to make a Shahara law, and it's been about that. Like, I'm not religious, so I'm like, we're safe kind of thing.
Okay.
Like, not like that, but ignorantly we're safe. Like, as black people, we're safe. We're not going to get involved. Like, you're not going to see... Well, you might see black people at these riot marches, but it's not something that we feel within our race that we're involved. So, but now it seems to be people are angry, and now it's started to become a race war. So what is your black experience?
The difficulty here with me is because I'm from a city that hasn't received it. But my daughters went to Bristol the other day. Yeah. The same time the riots were going on in Bristol.
Okay.
And the Uber man was like, I can't believe you're here. It's going down. Blah, blah, blah. In front of my kids.
That's scary, man.
And scared my children. Yes. You know what I mean? To the point where they were like, when they saw a police car, they were like verbally saying to me, oh, Dad, the bad people are coming to Gloucester. And that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, nah, that's sad.
It's heartbreaking to see anybody live in fear.
Yeah, 100%.
I hate that. There's nothing more that drives me more insane is that someone's living in fear.
Yeah, no.
Because that's not living.
Fact.
But to go back to your point, I do feel it being a strange dynamic because I do believe I'm British.
Yeah.
But it's not easy enough. I don't think that it's not easy enough to distinguish between the black British person and the black African individual in Britain. Yeah. Make sense?
Yeah, no, facts.
So to the people that know me, they're going to be like, yo, Dean's English, innit? What going? Yeah. But for someone who doesn't know me, they may visually see me and an asylum seeker who's from any parts of Africa or overseas as a foreigner. Does that make sense?
Well, I think...
you may not say it because of the clothing. You might see, brother's fly, he's got Bieber on, chat out to Bieber Peaches all day. You know what I mean? But aside from that, they might think, okay, how do I judge this individual? Does that make sense?
But I think, jumping in, I think that shows from when people say, where are you from? Yeah. And I say, I'm from Coney Hill, bro. Yeah. Oh no, where you really from? That's still a question that's asked. Like, bro, I'm from, I told you where I'm from. And now I have to then defend where I'm from by then saying, oh, my grandparents are from Jamaica, like Caribbean. And to them, although I'm born, bred here, and I might even live next door to you for my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen me come from the hospital as a baby and grow up.
Talk it.
Still, you wonder where I'm from. But you know where I'm from because I grew up next door to you.
Yeah.
So that's like what you're saying. They may look at you, and although you black British, you're the same black as the illegal immigrant that's come over on the boat.
100%. So a lot of people, a lot of people on the other side of the road would say things like this. You're not British unless you're 4 or 5 generations deep. Does that make sense? I heard someone say it on a bus, he was drunk.
What? And that's really a statement someone made?
Yeah. No, this person said it. Said on the back of the bus, he was shirtless, probably drunk, definitely didn't have a lot of money in his pocket. My assumption is. Yeah. But he said, you're not really British unless you got like 4 or 5. You can go back 4 or 5 generations. So even the idea of I'm British means, okay, if you're British, how many generations are you British? Does that make sense?
And I think
to some people, it's not on.
That's what people are getting to when you say, where are you born?
Yeah.
It's, okay, but surely you're not born here.
Yeah.
And if, so I
and
think
if you
like
can't
you
trace
said,
it back a certain amount of times.
You're only a few generations
here,
Yeah, so I think, Well, I've never heard anyone say that, because it's usually just, if you're non-white, bruv, you're not really British.
Yeah. So, but again, what does that argument go to? Like, you can't have a real argument with an individual like that.
No, it's impossible.
Because okay, you say 5 generations. What if I say 1,000 generations?
Yeah.
The first man on Earth looks like me.
Yeah.
Does that mean this is my Earth?
Yeah.
You don't look like me. Does that mean you can't be on my Earth?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, logical okay, you want to go 5 generations, I want to go 1,000 generations, there was only black people on Earth. What?
Yeah.
So I mean,
you can imagine having that argument, and then how can they tell you that your logic's wrong?
Exactly. Why is it 5 generations, not 1,000 generations?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's hard. But then for someone like me, I've got 5, 6, 7, 1400s. I went back to in what's the thing called, the tree thing?
Yeah.
Ancestry.com. Like, obviously being mixed, I've gone back to the 1400s, no matter how many generations they are. Yeah. So, am I still not British enough for them? Because only half of me, you know what, it don't make no sense. That's the black. But to them, obviously, whoever I'm talking to, I should have to justify myself. Yeah. So if me and you walk down the street today and we're stopped by rioters, do I then say, no, I'm okay because, my family has been on England since the 1400s. Yeah. But this guy, he's only got 2 generations. But we both lived and grown exactly the same in the same place. Yeah,
facts.
It don't make no sense. It's a weird dynamic, and I don't even know if they take that.
Yeah, it's not a logical argument. That's the problem.
No,
it's not. There's no sense of logic in these arguments. You don't like people that don't look white.
Yeah.
So you are upset about that.
Yeah, 100%. And that's that's kind of like, that's it, and that's the baseline. Yeah. And then on top of that, they put this. Oh, and if it's not this, it's that. Yeah. Oh, and if it's not that, it's this, and they have working. Then they've got the jobs.
Yeah.
Then everything.
I'm upset about this, but I need to justify why I'm upset about this.
Yes,
so 100%. Let me drag and ask questions about everything else when it's. You know what I mean?
But I'm still interested to hear someone that is pro
rioting,
or pro, basically whatever they're pro for, because there could be a million things they're pro for, and just how they justify it and what that stems from, because there's no way any of this stems from like their general, like, an understanding, knowledge.
Yeah.
So like we used to laugh and joke about like white guys didn't like black, don't like black boys because we take the white girls.
Okay. Yeah.
Like we joke about that and be like, they don't like because but in reality it might happen, and that might be where it stems from.
For that individual,
for that
correct.
individual, it might stem from that. But that don't mean then he needs to hate every black guy.
Exactly, that's a fact.
He don't like that one individual, And it might not be because he's black. Like, the girl might have said, you know what, I'm into black guys now. And that hurt him.
Facts. Now he hates black. Yeah,
yeah, and now he hates black guys because that girl's hurt him. So I wonder where a lot of these people's first trauma stems from.
Yeah.
And I believe a lot of it's generational.
That's such a good point, because if you were to take these individuals that are upset, you could probably most likely pinpoint a few different reasons in that individual's life as to why they do not like certain and races. And
it's probably individualized.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's probably not generally against every immigrant.
Yeah.
And it might not even be immigration.
Yeah. It might be one individual that looks like he was an immigrant. He's probably born and raised here in England. But you're tagging him along with the rest of the brush. Yeah. And they've always got stories. So when they get together, assumption, they get together. Yeah. When I was 14, one guy hit me off my bike. Yeah. And I ran away with my bike. Well, he's a crackhead. It's nothing to do with his race.
Yeah. It's nothing to do with it. But
because of that incident, and they go, someone else jumps in. Yeah. Like, when my family broke up because my neighbour came and slept with my mum, and so they broke up our family. So I hate all immigrants. Like, do you know what I mean? It's all stupidity, and some of it is just media and marketing. Because the media has set up a precedent, like, oh, we should be scared of immigrations, or depending on what TV shows you watch or news or people you follow on Instagram or Twitter, they could be setting a narrative for you. The algorithm might be setting a narrative for you, which is just like going against everything that you're for. So all of a sudden you change your opinion on something. Does that make sense? Because I'm 1,000,000% sure every person that's racist, if they were around good people of the other race for a long enough time, they would realize that they can't justify their ignorance. Their racism.
Well, there's a good film, American History X. Have you ever watched?
Good film.
Like, obviously it's a film.
One scene, which is the worst scene in The Curb. Oh, God, I've never gotten over
that. But that film, obviously, where he shows he's around who he's around and he goes to jail.
Yeah, facts.
And then he obviously makes friends and and he kind of just sees, you know what, these are normal guys.
Yeah.
Like, there are people I'm going to hate, but I may hate them individuals.
Yeah.
Or I may hate that group of people. But one thing that also, two things I want to touch on actually is, why do you feel like we, as black people that have gone through these traumas, have to accept that not all white people are the same? Because we have to. Yeah. We can't live life thinking, do you know what? This has been done bad to us, like when we were younger. But we need to understand that that's an action of an individual and we can't paint the whole race. So why do you think we're able to do that when some people aren't? Because to be honest, like, I'll be honest, and people will say I'm wrong, I've never met a black person that hates white people. You might run and joke and laugh. Well, you may have.
So no, I
like, to I've the fact that they would go like this, never. Like they would go to the extent of
hurting.
Because
I know. White. Yeah, I know people who may not like white people, but they will never hurt a white person just for the sake of hurting something. No, they would never do that.
This is what I'm saying. So why do you think we have to accept? Is it because we're in a country?
Okay,
is that the reason? Is it because systematically we're told to treat everyone equal? That probably doesn't look like us.
So I think it's a plethora of things. Some people would say that we've got a soul in our hearts, a soul in us, in our melanin, that means that we can't hate individuals. Okay. So some people will say that there's a part of us that's just can't be. We're loving people. Yep. But not to lead away from that. I'm just giving,
here.
I'm just giving a list.
No. I'm saying if you go to Africa, they hate each other over there in different parts.
So what I'm saying is there's a loving nature. Some people, I'm not saying this. I'm just giving reasons. Yeah. Some people feel there's a loving nature to us. So when the first few white individuals, Caucasian individuals came on land, there wasn't a let's draw for the spears necessarily. There was an acceptance if they brought goods that were good for us. That makes sense? An assumption. In addition to this, I think black British have to live with the acceptance. Why? Because we are not the majority, we're the minority. So to live and to succeed, you have to pause with the succeed. But
that's a bit mad
to achieve in life here in Britain, you kind of have to roll with the punches, and you know that the most people are Caucasian, so therefore you have to play your role. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, and that's kind of like, it's just crazy to think that one side can be like very, very anti.
Yeah.
Like non-white. If you're non-white, we hate you. But kind of, if you are non-white, you can't be.
Yeah. As well as, we are appreciative. I say we as a plural, but we are appreciative of the British culture or the Caucasian culture that we assimilate with. Example, we like sports.
Yeah.
So if we get into sports, we are going to like what you have given us, sports.
Yeah.
Britain is set up in such a way as if you are good at football, you can make a great deal of money.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that. So we're not going to be angry against you guys for allowing us to do that. Does that make sense? Or those people that are from other countries who don't have the infrastructure, the financial infrastructure in many different ways, electrical infrastructure, like basics.
Yeah, everything.
We come in here and we're appreciative of this. So it's not, I don't hate you for it. Like, I'm appreciative of, the NHS. That's amazing.
Yeah.
The whole idea of housing. That's amazing.
And so far,
credit, banks, mortgage,
we're
consistency.
It's not dependent on your race.
Talk to me. What do you mean?
Like NHS. Like if me and a white person go to A&E, we're on a list. No, regardless. That's what I'm saying. So, like you said, we're appreciative of that. Those things are not dependent on your race. Yeah. So housing, like a lot of housing applications. Yeah. I think there may have been a stage where they asked for ethnicity, but that's been kind of said they're not allowed to do that.
But even if they are based on race, it is better here than it is there in many different ways. So economically, for example, someone that I know said that in Nigeria, the national minimum wage is the equivalent of £50 in England for a month. So a month's wage is £50 as a minimum. So even like the financial infrastructure, the corruption in some countries is like, let me get to Britain. I'm thankful that I can turn on the TV and the Conservatives can argue against the Labour Party, and there's no war. There's no physical violence. We're open with our voting system. That's amazing. We're appreciative of that, because where I'm from or where this person's from, they can't do that. Everything's a bribe, a brown envelope under the table. Yeah. We know who's going to win the political race before the votes have been opened. So we're appreciative of the systems here in Britain, and therefore we are appreciative of the dominant people here, which is Caucasian. So some people, that's one of the ways in which, why have I got hate in my heart for? This person hates me and he tells me he hates me. Okay, he's not going to kill me. That's great. Yeah. Back where I'm from, if this person says he hates me, I got to have arms.
There's war and people pay attention. Are kicking off my door. And
the light still works. Like your lights don't get cut off. Like for 2 weeks. I'm appreciative of this. Who's the dominant people here? White Caucasian people. So hey, we lean towards happiness. Is what I'm saying. Same thing with those who are of Caucasian descent. If you come to Caribbean countries as an example and experience the joy of the Caribbean country, fruits, music, enjoyment, excitement, you're going to fall in love with the dominant people of that country.
Do you know
what I mean? It's just common sense.
Well, you hear people say, "Oh, I love the Jamaicans," or
facts.
I love these people. Oh, I've been to this country. They're so nice.
Was it Reggae Land or Reggae Fest that just happened? Full of white people.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's enjoyment and excitement, and when you're around enjoyment and excitement, you're gonna be appreciative of the dominant race, or the dominant people there. And
we joke, we laugh, we do it all the time.
Yeah.
But there are white girls and white guys that only date black individuals, men, women, and not because that is what they're attracted to, but I think because they like the culture, or they love the culture. They like what it's about. They like that individual. They like what that brings. Yeah. And it may not be a colour thing. It may be a culture thing. Yeah. But they can't see themselves aligning with another culture when they're looking at a female or a male. Yeah. So it's similar to like what you're saying. Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting to understand the black experience in this.
So may I ask
place?
Can I ask a sticky question?
You can ask a sticky question.
Have in your household you have two races? Yeah, am I allowed to say that? Do you guys have that conversation?
Yeah, 100%.
So what's that conversation like? Are you both on the same understanding?
So let me You know, we don't really get personal.
Yeah, we don't really get personal. I know.
But
True talk.
I can share it, and if I need to take it out, it'll bleep.
Yeah, quick.
So my partner rang me 3:30, saying, "Please, you need to come home." And I'm like, "I'm good." She's like, "No, I'm in the area where these riots are meant to be starting."
Quick edit. Just quick edit. Quick edit. Yeah.
So she wanted me to come home.
That's love. Though.
I'm saying I'm calm. I'm
love.
good, bro. But she's like, please come home, please. Like, you need to be safe. I said, you ain't got to worry about me. I'm cool, innit? Like, I'm good. I'm around. I'm good. She's like, well, please ring me. So in a way, like, I understand it a bit more, and it's normalized to me. Like, I've gone to lots of situations where I feel I am the only one, or I'm the minority, or I may be in trouble here because of who I am. So it's not new to me, this feeling that I may be targeted. Anytime I walk past a pub, you're on guard.
Yeah, facts.
You know what that was? Anyway,
That's facts.
if I go to a country where I'm very, very much the minority, I'm on guard.
Facts.
You know, known countries that struggle with racism, I'm on guard.
Is there people who think that they're all for the riots, but they don't think you should be attacked because you're not the problem?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Not that they have expressed to me.
Okay.
Like, nothing that has been expressed to me.
Okay.
Like, it's more... What I find myself doing a lot is trying to explain the other side.
Trying to explain your side?
No, the other side.
Their side. Oh, okay.
Like
the rioter side.
Yeah, so people will be like, hey, oh my God, did it? And I'm like, okay, cool. I hear that and I get that and I agree. But what you need to understand is the stuff we spoke about. Okay. These people have got a deep lying trauma somewhere. And they may not be evil.
Yeah.
You know, they may not all be evil. They may have some issues that they're trying to work through. And like you said, now they've find more people that sign like what they sign like. So the first thing we're going to do is align with them. And I think as black people, we're labelled like that so much. The lied black woman or the crazy black woman.
Wow.
Because, you know, you might come in and natural label now, and because you've been labelled like that, people expect that from you, and now you have to be... And it's kind of, you know, but you doing that because maybe you're not that confident.
Yeah.
So in order to mask that confidence, you've now become this stereotypical person because now you fit in with how people see you.
How they perceive,
So if you're the person people want you to be, guess what? You fit in.
Yeah.
You know, now you fit
you're
in
accepted,
and you're accepted, and now people feel more comfortable around you because you're not going to be unpredictable. They know when they see you, they know what they're going to get. But that's not you.
Yeah. And do you know what? I understand fear.
Yeah.
You fear what you don't understand. You fear what you can't comprehend or you can't pinpoint. And if there's a particular race that you don't understand because you've never come across it, I understand why you're standoffish at first.
Yeah.
I don't believe it should lead you to violence, but it should. I understand you being a bit off.
Yeah.
So if you're around some asylum seekers who's from countries you don't understand, I understand why you're a bit off.
Yeah.
But as soon as, if they can speak English, the barrier's broken, you should see that he is a human being or she is a human being, just like you.
100%.
But the fear that shames these people is that they're trying to rape your children and your daughters and your girlfriends and this, that, and the other, and your women. So I understand the fear. Yeah. I don't like attaching evil to fear.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I understand being fearful and being, okay, I got to keep my wits about me. What's up, this person? What's up with this community who I don't understand? They've just moved in. Okay, I got what's going on over there? I understand you looking over trying to figure out what's going on. I don't accept you picking up a weapon and walking over there to incite violence because you don't understand.
Because the reality is, these guys we're seeing in the media, whether or not, whatever they are, these guys with the bald head, the tattoos, if you go to them and say to them, are you scared that an individual is gonna attack, rape your little daughter? They say, no way, no ever. They're not scared. their fear, or they're not scared that their loved ones are going to be attacked. Like, personally, that's not their fear.
Okay.
They're not scared of that. So what motivates them? Because like you said, they're attaching being scared and fear.
No, but...
So are they scared for their family? Is that who they're scared for? Or is it just as a whole, we want to get everyone out?
Yes, it's difficult because I think there are people who are scared individually that someone is going to rape a child that looks like their daughter.
No, but
and therefore the attachment is them.
But I'm saying their daughter personally. Like, are you motivated by that, or are you motivated by? So like you just said.
No, but it's exactly the same thing. If there was a convicted paedophile on my street, I would be afraid that they're gonna attack my children. Now, I know logically there's no way there's no opportunity for them to do that.
Yeah.
I know that's logically, but emotionally, I'd still be upset about them being.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So so I can understand them feeling it about them as they're okay. My daughter, even though when they logically think about it, my daughter's never on the street on their own. She's never. There's no way in which they can, because there's so many safeguarded situations. But there is that an emotion doesn't always have to be logical. So
emotion's never logical.
There might be an immediate emotional reaction that he may or they may attack my children, even though logic says you're picking it ugly.
Oh, why?
I'm joking. No, but logic says they're not interested in children. It's not it's not that group of people that are pedophiles. Yeah. So does that make sense? It's not attached to a race or a country that they're from. We've been talking, brother. We've been talking,
man. I need to listen back to this one. You know that one?
Some deep convos.
I need, because it is deep. It's deep. I hope people have been able to follow along. You know, because you know what we do on the Broken Generation, people. These are real conversations. We don't follow scripts.
It's the real from the real.
We had a 5-minute conversation before we even started recording. Yeah. So everything you're hearing is real. Is there anything you would like to say to wrap up, or any messages, anything you want to say?
If you have a genuine fear, use wisdom from either parties. If you do have major concerns, think about the most logical way to address your concerns and your issues. Other than that, don't jump on a bandwagon.
Yeah.
Gloucester's Gloucester. It's a small place.
Yeah.
These small towns up and down the country, the issue isn't everywhere. You know what I mean? The issue isn't everywhere. That's what I got to say. Yeah, man.
People, knowledge is power, you know. Knowledge is power. And what does it say in the Bible, brother? Love thy neighbour.
Love thy neighbour as thyself.
I don't know that else. Oh, as thyself.
As thyself, yeah. I mean, just like treat others like the way
but
you
that's just Christians, isn't it?
Well, it's a good concept for all of us.
That's not a religious thing. That's everyone.
Good concept, man.
Okay. My people, we have been the Broken Generation. I don't know what episode we're on. I don't know when you're going to see us again.
We'll be here for the big events at least.
Yeah.
At least.
We're coming out of the shadows for the big events. Something else big happens. And it could be positive.
Yeah, facts.
You know? Let's not just do negatives. Let's do positives as well.
That's a fact.
I don't know what could be positive, but yeah, me, your first million, we'll be here, man. Hopefully you fly me out and, you know, we do it on a beach. Pause.
Yeah, big pause on that. But yeah, I hear it.
No, I'll take a fly out though. I'll take a fly out, brother.
No, I hear you.
You know, I'll take a fly out. Yeah, we are the Broken Generation. It's Danger on the Instagram.
Last name Henry on the Instagram.
Go check out sophisticatedrebel.uk. Get your attire right now.
Yeah, Sophisticated Rebel to the world, man.
To the world. And we out, people.
Oh, Vibes Cartel's back. Shout out to that.
We get on to Cartel one day. You know what I mean? World boss. But I've got another. But yeah. When we're back, brother. When we're back.